Hi, everybody. This is Tom, and we are ready to get rolling with a new game here. This is the One Ring. This is our first try at it here on the channel, and I have three players with me tonight who are going to roll along with us. This is going to be a little bit of story. Probably more focused on us literally just learning this game, messing around with Foundry. But if you're watching this, we're glad you're here. Please give the video a like. Again, this is going to be just really kind of starting off with the system, and we'll hopefully be doing more of the One Ring later. But this is just a place for us to get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my players introduce themselves and tell us who they're playing. And let's start with Ellie.
Oh, me.
Yep.
Well, I'm Ellie. I am, as always, a spooky ghost on the social media. You can't find me anywhere. And tonight I'm playing Glorel, a wandering scholar who left her elven homeland to go see the fallen wonders of the age before.
They used to call it Disney World.
Yep.
I couldn't
It
resist.
truly is a magical kingdom.
You know, you might have just given me a campaign name. Oh, I'd get some hate for that, but who knows? Maybe we'll do it. So, hey Ray.
Hey. So, as Tom said, my name is Ray. I will be playing Tuk, son of Dral, little dwarf scholar, going to search the world to find things and lore.
Okay. And we got a new kid. Hey, Anne.
Hi, I'm Anne. I'm going to be playing Poppy Proudfoot. If I'm around the internet, I'm here to learn 5 on all platforms. You usually find me causing unhinged mayhem over on Sir Pfeffer's channel. So I'm starting to be a player there. I'm also their one of their moderators. So
Nice.
But I'm excited. I'm going to be a warden, a hobbit warden.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you. Thanks for joining.
Thanks.
Well, hey, where we're starting tonight is, again, this is just kind of a small session we're doing. We are going to start off with the assumption that the players all know each other. Maybe at some later point, we'll do something about, hey, where did they meet? You know, that kind of thing. But for tonight, the company, just the three of them, are in a small inn somewhere between Erebor and the Blue Mountains. And they have met with Balin, who is a well-known dwarf. And he has summoned them there. He's come across a broken artifact. It is an iron mace. That he believes could be a potent weapon against the growing darkness, and he has identified whose mace it was. But what he wants is he would like the company to find the artisan. They are a dwarf by the name of Frolver. And they have not been seen in decades. But it has come to Balin's attention that Frolvor is in the town of Blackwood. Now, this town is completely made up by me. This game will bend the lore at times, and other times I'm going to just invent things just as they're needed. So please don't get upset if someone comes across this and says, "Well, there is no Blackwood," or "Oh, Blackwood should be way over in the east." For tonight, it is about 6 days journey from the place where we're starting off. I do have a map that I can share. The for my players, if you go to page, actually, I think it's like literally the front cover of the book, and you go to the second page. The blue mountains are kind of on the towards about the middle of the screen. And if you're not able to see them, I can share my screen. But right beneath the Gulf of Loon. Do you guys see that?
Nope.
Okay. Let me do this then. Let me drag this over. Okay. And just like at work, I will share my screen and show everybody where it's at. So let's do that. Oh. Here we go. Okay. So let me see if I can move this up here. Here are the Blue Mountains. And where you're going to be going is about 6 days east towards the Shire, but kind of more on the edge of these hills.
Okay.
So now with journeys in the One Ring, what you do is you first look at how long the journey is, and the way they have us do it is in the book. You essentially use hexes to establish. Each hex is like 1 day.
Okay.
The version that shows the hexes is you guys don't have to see the hexes. This is more from me.
Oh, cool.
But they have towards the end of the book. Here are the actual hexes. So what we're going to do is we are going to have you guys basically start about here. We're going to say, and you're going to go up around here. So we're going to go 6 hexes. So again, each hex represents a day. The road you're going to be on, you have some familiarity with it. Occasionally, it's been beset by bandits. So it's not the most treacherous place. Here is where they give you like basically really how bad something would be. So you're not going to be going into any perilous areas. We're on dark lands and looks like wildlands. So now what you do for the journey is in your party you need to establish basically like an order of like how people are doing things, and what I'm going to do is, if you guys don't mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of reference the book to kind of keep us all in line here. So that's a council, so I want to go journey. Here we go. Okay. So what we have is what they call the journey rolls. And basically they have the functions of what everyone does. And then for those roles, basically each player is making like a roll to say, okay, I go do this, I go do that, kind of thing. So what I've done on Foundry is, where is Foundry again here? Oh, because I am sharing my screen. Let's stop sharing here for a second. Okay, get back to Foundry, Thomas. All right. Okay. On your desktop, you should have icons on the left-hand side that show everyone who's in the company. I don't know if you guys see that.
I don't.
Okay, let me do this. Let's see.
I can see everybody on the map.
Yeah, no, that's fine. They also, what they do is they, and let me see, that might be a setting.
I have a little thing that's just the names. It's just words.
Let's see. You know, let me do this. Let me share my screen again and make sure we're all on the same page here. Sorry.
There's a little bit of a learning curve here because I've never used
Oh no,
either one of these yet.
No problem. And I'm still learning a lot about it too. So that's why I just bear with me some days here. StreamYard. Where is Foundry? Here we go. Okay. Do you guys see icons over here?
No. I think
Okay.
that's the GM.
That's what I was thinking. All right. So that's something I got to change in the manage modules. Let's see. All right. Configure controls. I thought it should be manage modules. Yep, that's not it. Yep, okay, I keep doing the same thing over and over here. Where did I find it? Configure settings. This one. Here we go. Okay. So I think that is the macro bar. And no. Community bar display. It's on the left, okay, but you guys can't see it, so visual options. Save. I know this is really exciting, everyone, but
No, you're good.
I just want to get this stuff kind of out of the way. Visibility of the community bar to players, full details for players. Okay. Save changes. And I may have to like log out and log back in or something here. So. Okay, and let me know if you guys can see them yet.
Not I, but
Okay.
No.
All right. We'll get that straightened out. I don't want to drag us down in technical crap all night. So, okay. So what they have is they have a tab for the fellowship. So what I did is I put in our fellowship points. So you should have.
Not to interject. Everybody log out, log back in.
Okay. Did it work?
Okay.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yep. They popped up as soon as I logged back in.
Okay.
Oh, I said, yeah, I just needed to reload.
Okay.
Yep.
That should have been the next thing I should have said is log out, log back in.
Oh, I just refreshed and there we are. Okay, got it.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, great.
There you go.
All right, cool. All right. So if you click on this fellowship ring, it's got our fellowship points that you can spend. This is going to change between the sessions because right now we have 5 people, and you got an extra point for Balin. And did you say you had something?
Yeah. I was looking through. It said it had like Hobbit virtues, and one of them was called Threa's Company. And according to that, hold on, let me see if I can find the page where it was.
I think you only choose one virtue though.
They gave me a bunch like you start off with, and then there was all these ones at the bottom. So I wasn't sure how those worked, but
because the way I read it was you start with one virtue.
Okay.
And we, at least for me, I don't have the permission for the fellowship.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actor.
Got it. Let me do that. Should be always for everyone.
Yeah, mine says the same thing. You don't have sufficient permission to do that.
Interesting. Okay. Let me figure that out. Let me see. It must be somewhere on here. Always
you should
for
be able
everyone.
to go. Yeah, you should be able to just go into actor and just give everybody permission.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got it. Let me do that. Companies. Oh, configure ownership. Okay. There we go. Default.
If you look at page 5 or 85, it has cultural virtues, and if you go down, you'll see the Hobbit ones.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna make you guys all owner on the fellowship, so that you would be able to make changes on it. Okay, page 85, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Page 85.
Yeah, there we go. I can see it all now. That worked.
Okay.
Thanks,
Okay,
Tom.
good.
Yep.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Mhm.
Let's see, 85. Okay, virtues of hobbits. Yeah, it lists them, but I thought you only get one, though.
Yeah, it says there are 6 virtues for players to choose from. Each virtue can be acquired only once. Okay, so
yeah,
they had the one to start off with, and then they had these other ones listed. So I wasn't sure if this was like.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I think on your sheet I gave you Art of Disappearing.
Yes.
But you can feel free to change it.
Yeah, I think I took. I'm not sure which one I took.
I mean that 3 as company is great. I mean, raise your fellowship rating by 1.
I was.
Yeah.
So if we
and what it says is, additionally, you may select a second fellowship focus. That's pretty good too.
Yeah.
So, okay. So tonight, I really hope you guys aren't going to burn through 6 fellowship points. But yeah, go back, think about which one you want, and then you can change it. And after tonight, if you guys decide, I don't like this character, I want to try something else, go for it. This is just kind of the ability to tweak things and do all that. So, okay. So let's get back to the story, as they say. So, looking at the fellowship, then, or it's funny is they have to call it company because they don't have the licensing on Foundry to call it a fellowship. So that's called everything a company. So, so what I did is I added everybody in to the fellowship. When it comes to the roles, because you have a guide, a hunter, a scout, and a lookout, it will not allow me to add someone as a hunter or a guide. I thinking they're not meeting some kind of qualification for Foundry. I don't. Awesome. Okay, I see one came in. Because I could
just dragged myself over.
I could not get it to do it. I was like
weird
dragging them over.
There it goes. Let me be a hunter.
Perfect. Okay, that works perfect then. Okay. All right. So we've got that. So let's.
Well, if that's the case, then I'd love to use sure the mark for the virtue then.
Okay. If you want to do that, we can do that. You can update your character sheet. There are up at the top the icons. There's one towards the end that says compendium packs. And if you click on that.
At the top of the Foundry, you said?
Yeah. I'm sorry, in the right-hand corner.
Yeah, the top right. It's just to the left of the little gears icon.
Yeah.
Okay.
There should be one called characteristics.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
You click on that. That there should be a list of virtues there.
See
and
it.
what you can do is you can find it, you drag it over to your character sheet, and then I think you're going to have to just delete the one you don't want.
Cool. Got it.
Okay.
I'm not sure where I drag it to.
You just actually just drag it right onto your character sheet.
Yeah, it'll put it where it needs to go.
Got it. Okay. So got that.
Great thing about Foundry.
Let's see if it showed up. There it is. Cool. And then I just get rid of the Art of the Disappearing one?
Yeah. I think there should be like a little trash can icon or something.
Yep, found it.
Perfect. Okay.
Alt click. I don't have an alt. Got it. Okay, we're good.
The thing Foundry doesn't do is on the character sheet, there's spots that you can fill in information. I have not figured out how to get it to do that. Like say you've got, you come down to equipment gear. I don't know how you can get stuff in there. It seems like there should be a way to, and I've tried dragging stuff in and I don't see it.
Well, let's find out.
Because Poppy has a pony.
Yes.
And I was trying to, and I don't think pony is listed under equipment as far as I remember.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I don't see my combat proficiencies on here either.
They should be on there. They're.
I'm supposed to have 2 for bows and 1 for spear.
Yep. If you scroll down to about the middle of the sheet, you should see your combat proficiencies.
Yeah, and it doesn't have anything marked for.
Interesting. Let's take a look. Let's see if Tom screwed up. Tom screwed up. Okay. What you do is you do Alt and click, and then you can fill them in. Sorry about that.
Okay, got it. Okay. Oh, I don't have one for brawling. Why is brawling on there?
Brawling it automatically adds.
Oh, that's weird.
So I'm guessing, hand to hand or something like it automatically fills it in. So okay, cool.
They just say that everybody can punch somebody in the mouth. Okay,
that's fair.
Now, equipment that I couldn't add on, I was adding them under like notes or things like that. So
actually, I see all my stuff in here, so we're good.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now that we have everyone's roles, let me go back to the book then, and we'll start talking about the journey. So.
Yes. The classic of Tolkien. We all take a walk.
Exactly. It's a story about people walking everywhere.
Get our steps in.
Exactly. Okay, so we have the roles. I've set the path already. So we are next going to. Let's see. So as the company leaves, the guide makes the first marching test and counts the number of hexes. So I've already got the number of hexes. So who did we pick? Travel is the guide.
I think travel is me.
Yes. Yeah. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a travel roll.
Okay.
So just on your character sheet, you just click on travel. And we'll see the results.
I assume I'm neither weary nor miserable.
Correct. Not yet. Nope.
Okay.
Okay. And that is a great success. And it looks like you got, was that wanted? This is the other part where you got to count the number of successes. So let's see. So that was a success. So,
I think it's a great success because I rolled the Gandalf.
Yeah. Oh, you got a Gandalf? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then, yeah. All right. So, what I am going to do is you're going to basically march for 3 days before something happens. I know it sounds kind of uneventful to say something's going to happen, but so let me go.
We roll on the random counter table.
Exactly. I know. These first couple games won't be very very exciting. I have to
say it's really strange to actually be calling them hobbits.
Yes. All right.
Right, and not halflings. Yeah,
And not halflings.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna roll a,
I
and
know.
they
I
do.
got a live in-person D&D game. It's just crazy.
So let me roll a. Let's see. It is a feat die. No, it's a success die. I'm rolling. Okay. That looks wrong. Okay. Just
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah, I added some little effects and things like that for when you get a Gandalf, but I rolled that wrong. That was supposed to be a.
Get
Let's
a
try it again.
Gandalf. What'd you roll in the dice? A Gandalf.
Yeah. All right, so we got a
The One
4.
Ring gotcha game.
Exactly. Okay. Our lookout. So our lookout is not here. So we will we will assign it to Poppy as our lookout. So now I am going to see what basically kind of what you came across. So I roll a.
Incidentally,
Mhm.
I don't know why I'm like this, but I really don't like not being able to see the map.
Oh.
And like even if we're not, and I don't mean like the map of like the journey we're taking. I mean like the
Mhm.
play map, the battle
Oh
map.
yeah, yeah.
And so something that I have learned over my long experience with Foundry is any pop-out window that you have, like your character sheet or the testing fellowship, if you double click in the name bar, it'll minimize.
Ah, thank you. That is another thing that I've always wondered
Ooh,
how you could do that
thank you for that.
because it irritates the
And
shit
then
out
just
of me.
yeah,
then just
and then just
So
double click on
there's
it again to pop it back up.
Nice.
and there's also some modules that you can actually make it a pop out to where you can take it off of into another
Oh, yeah.
screen or
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, I know the D&D one
So-
used to have that. I'm not sure if it's still a thing.
what I've wanted is to be able to take these windows and take them off the screen and go somewhere
Yeah,
else.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do that.
There's
Yeah, oh yeah, they
some
pop them out
modules.
into separate windows.
Oh,
Mhm.
but it's a module you can get.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm writing this down. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what it may be called for
Oh no, that's fine.
like if it's specific to the One Ring
Window
or if
module
it's
maybe or
just
something like that. Yeah.
just specific, just pop out, module.
I've done it with D&D before, so I don't think it's specific to. If it's specific to One Ring, then they've
It's
also
not.
built it into the D&D module.
It's their ones you can get for just for Foundry. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
So
would be awesome if I could learn how to do that. All right, so I'm going to look that up. Pop out module, and yeah, because I would love to be able to share this screen while we're playing, but the problem is Foundry like only wants to, like I want to be able to share just part of the screen. Foundry won't let you do that. It's kind of all or nothing. So because we get a lot of requests from people saying, "Hey, we want to see the Foundry screen." So okay. So, what it looks like is journey events table is ill choices. So, my understanding then is that the lookout makes a roll. So, the lookout is it's going to be Poppy for what we're doing. I'm just trying to see what they roll. Well, I guess it's just whatever. It's awareness then. Yeah, awareness then. Okay. So so on your character sheet, you would just make an awareness roll.
Okay.
Now you can spend hope to get an additional die. Hope regenerates every session.
I'm going to need a little guidance on how to roll.
Sure.
That.
Yep. Okay. What you're going to do is on your sheet. Okay. And if you go down to your skills.
Got it. There we go.
Click on awareness. And then
The
you
little
can,
dice cup thing.
yeah, what you can do is if you want to add an additional die for your hope, you'll see hope point bonus die. You click on that and that'll add an additional die for that.
I think we'll hold off on that for now. Is that okay?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see what happens. Okay. Is it roll? No, there we go. Roll. I see it. Woo.
Okay. And you got a success. Okay.
Woo-hoo.
Hey,
So that was, God, I'm terrible at this. Sorry, guys.
Doing great. So I won't need like actual in-person dice.
You do not. No.
Okay.
No. And do you guys have the toolbar across the bottom that has attack?
The macro bars are
Yeah, the macro
specific
bars.
to the.
Okay.
That's specific to each player.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the macro bars are great because there's a spot to like just click for attack. Like once you target somebody, and it also should have a little icon with your character on it. So the good thing is you should be able to use those, but it's all preference for what you guys want to do. So okay. So after your 3 days of traveling, you managed to avoid getting any dread, basically something bad happening to you. But you have gained 2 points of fatigue. And now on your character sheet, you should have a spot for fatigue. It is where load is. There's going to be a little box right next to load. It says fatigue,
Okay,
and you're gonna add 2 points in there. And what that does is that adds
20.
in exactly. It adds into your load.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay.
Got it.
So okay. All right. So we are going to. I think we've kind of got the point. The idea of this with the journey. I'm not gonna. There's a lot more we should be doing, but for tonight, I'm not adding too much into it. So, okay. So, we're going to move on to you guys actually get to Blackwood. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch screens. Actually, let me take you guys out of here real quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to Blackwood. And this is just a map I found on drive-through. So it's not the fanciest thing, but it will work. Okay. And then let me add your characters on here then. So and Poppy and Took. Okay. Everybody see your characters?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You guys have arrived at the village of Blackwood. It's smaller than, say, a Bree, bigger than most of the small little hamlets you would visit. It has a dark reputation to it, though. It is a place for trade, for commerce, but it's not really a place a lot of people come to visit unless they absolutely have to. It's been known to be a place where people come to basically escape their past lives. Say maybe they're hiding from something, just running away. People tend to come to Blackwood. It is population is mostly men, but with some dwarves and hobbits. And when I say men, we're talking about the I guess what are they calling
species.
yeah, exactly. So it is fairly hilly. So you're going to find it has some streets that kind of go up over hills. There's some dark alleys to it, which give it kind of a foreboding appearance. And it can be confusing to visitors the first times they come here. You guys have arrived at the little bridge that that is coming into Blackwood itself. You are to find Frolvor. He is a blacksmith, but other than that, you do not really know where to start to find him.
Do we see anybody walking around? Anybody who we can maybe
Yeah.
ask?
You could, yeah. Let me. I believe that's gonna be probably awareness. So you can make an awareness roll to see if anybody's around.
Hold on. All right.
Oh, okay, automatic success because you got it. You got a Gandalf in there.
Heck yeah.
So, okay. You happen to notice as you've come across the bridge, you come into one of these streets that's kind of going off to the left here. You do notice a figure, kind of a thin figure with some kind of must musty, messed up hair, we'll say. And he's just kind of leaning against a wall. He's got a toothpick hanging out of his mouth, and he seems to be watching you guys with some interest. Glariel and Took, anything you want to do?
Let's see. So we have. Do we have the artifact with us, right?
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, can we take a look at it? I mean,
Sure.
I don't
Yeah.
think I got a chance to look at it. I will finish this, but I would really like to take a look at it.
No, that's actually what I was going to do.
Yeah.
As well. Take a look at it and see if there's like
A maker's mark or something
I
on it.
mean, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, there's probably a maker's mark because we're going to see somebody, but yeah,
Mhm.
kind of see
Allow-
what I can glean from the actual artifact itself.
I think that would be a craft roll.
All right.
It's possible the maker's mark and a sign on a building might be the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that as well.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Heck yeah,
a failure. Because I think did you get a I think you had an Eye of Sauron.
I did.
Yeah, Eye of Sauron gives an automatic failure on some.
Yes,
So,
let
yeah.
me be the one to fail.
You look at it and you're like, well, it's a dwarf. It's got to be this this particular style of craftsmanship, and and Balin didn't tell us anything, so I feel I know the best.
Oh yeah, of course.
But now,
It's
Poppy, if you'd
high
like,
quality dwarfing material.
if you'd like to take, I don't know if you already rolled. No, if you want to go ahead and make a craft roll.
Sure.
One of my highest things, and I failed because I rolled freaking Eye of Sauron. Okay.
All
All right,
right.
game. All right, game. I see what we're doing.
And I'm sorry, Elle, if you wanted to roll too, you can.
Oh, I failed too.
Okay, nope, you don't have a clue.
We're just the clueless leading the blind. It's fine.
Okay, all right.
Oh, this is going to be great. So now the elf figured it out.
Of course,
and
the elf
dwarf
figures it
doesn't
out.
know.
Yeah. You recognize, you're like, well, from my days of studying, because you're a scholar, of studying dwarven smithing, you recognize that
As one does.
exactly. There is a house symbol on this,
Mhm.
which but that might help you kind of spy around and find some things. And I'm going to be sneaky for a second and do something.
Sneaky rolls.
Yep. Da, 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 da. No, that would be up here.
The crazy thing is I can see where your mouse is.
Yes.
On
Yeah.
the map. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, don't look.
Yeah. Oh no. You shouldn't be able to see everything I'm opening up.
No, we just that's just a thing of Foundry. Like you
Gotcha.
can see everybody's
Yeah.
mouse move.
So
Yeah.
let's see. I'm gonna do something
I
here.
think there's a way to turn that off, but
Oh my.
oh, look at all them question marks. That's so
Oh,
great.
boom. The guy who's looking at you, he calls over to you because he sees you guys kind of stop and almost doing the equivalent of tourists breaking out the map. Um, and he goes, "Yeah, good morning. Oh, can I help you with something? You look kind of lost."
Is there a way to can I vibe check this guy? Like,
You can, yeah, you can, yeah, you can. Let's take a look here.
would that like be insight or I don't know what
I think
scan or insight
I
are the different.
think insight.
Okay.
Scan, I think, is more like checking like an area, but insight, yeah, would be.
All right. Let me just do a vibe check on this guy. I don't notice anything. Great. It's fine. He
Nah.
looks like a
Perfect.
nice guy. I'm
Great.
sure he's fine.
I think Tuka's going to be like, yes, we'd like to know where your local blacksmith is,
Take us to your finest blacksmith.
preferably dwarven.
A dwarven blacksmith. Well, I'll tell you, we've got lots of them here.
Aye.
But if you want to know who the best one is, why, that'd be my friend Melvin. He's the best in town. I can show you how to find him if you like.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Melvin sounds awesome.
He is going to, and I'm going to try to draw on the map here. He's, wait, it's doing, I want this one here. Nah, it's not doing what I want here. This one, here we go. Okay.
Oh,
He's going to tell
That's
you,
just me playing around again. You can ping stuff.
Can you see the orange circle I put up here?
it's not a circle. It's a little rectangle, but I can
Little
see
square.
something.
Okay. All right. He's gonna point you. He's gonna
Right
point you down a kind of a scummy looking alley that heads back between what looks like a pub and maybe a small tannery. And because you can smell it from here. He's like, "Hi, you just
I was
want to
going to
go?"
say that's going to smell disgusting.
He's like, you just want to go up there, and don't mind the smell, but you'll find it in no time. Good old Malvin will help you out.
Well, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate the guidance.
Okay.
I'm gonna check my wallet. Make sure it's still there.
Clever girl.
Check the coin.
Yeah.
Check the coin purse.
Okay. All right. So everyone heading. I want to see what everyone wants to do first.
Do you wanna head down
He
toward
literally wants us to go like up the like the back way.
Yes. Yeah.
like
yeah.
go to the shifty part
Like
of
down
the.
this,
Yeah. I mean, just looking at
instead
it,
of using I don't know the road.
Yeah. Oh, but he's showing you the shortcut.
That's not shady at all.
Nah,
Shortcut.
no,
Okay,
nothing
sure.
shifty about that. You know what? I think I might wanna just oh shoot. I don't wanna like insult the guy. I just I don't know. What would you guys like to do? We can go to the place or we can look around on our own for a little while first.
He did seem kind of shifty.
You know what? I kind of wanted to go and take a look around first, but thank you for showing us the way to that one. We will get there when we're ready or something. Is that okay?
I guess I really think that'd be the better way to go, but Feel free to go any way you like. Welcome to Blackwood.
Thank you kindly.
And
Welcome to Black.
okay, so yes,
Glorel is letting the characters with any ranks whatsoever in insight and courtesy do the talking.
okay. Yeah, go move your tokens wherever you like. Kind of, you guys are choosing a certain path, so
Insight,
Yeah.
insight and what? Because I'm already out of insight. That's not happening.
Yeah,
Courtesy.
0 in insight and courtesy.
I don't
I've
have it.
got one courtesy.
I got 2 insights, so my
Uh,
I got all the red flags going right now. But
all right. Yeah. Let's
go the roadway, shall we?
Yeah, I say
Okay.
we come up. Let's come up here. Do we see anything that looks like maybe a tavern?
you do see one tavern as you came in. It was probably called the Bottomless Mug, with some people sleeping out front, a bucket, and maybe a horse drinking out of a barrel. You're gonna find that Blackwood has a lot of taverns. That was just the first one you saw on the way in.
Oh dear. Lot of
That kind of
taverns.
town.
Perfect. Why not?
You know, a lot of times the more prosperous parts of town, aren't they like closer to the water, where there's like
Yeah.
areas that you can move things around a little easier, or closer to wide open spaces like park area. A lot of times is where you find the nicer parts of town. Do we want to move towards maybe those, or I don't know. I feel like, am I getting the impression that it's going to be kind of more of the same? It's all kind of shady all over the place, or
For the
do I
most
see?
part, yeah, definitely where you guys are though is definitely shady.
Okay.
You get the feeling that you're on the proverbial other side of the tracks,
Oh, okay.
where you came in.
Uh-huh.
But you get to kind of the corner of this street, and then you could
Okay.
kind of turn, and you're kind of looking, northwest, and still the neighborhood doesn't look like it's getting any better. You'd have to go further down though to see what's down there.
Is this big building here like taller than all the rest? Is that
It is, yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, big building information
Okay, that's fair.
is probably where I would go.
Okay,
For
and
me.
we can probably take a little peek inside this supposed blacksmith on the way that way if we go down that road.
Yeah.
So kind of 2 birds.
One stone.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're gonna follow.
Okay.
We'll take I think we'll take a little peek
Okay.
Mhm.
in this area before we pass through, but I don't think we'll enter. At least I don't feel like unless we feel like it is a actual blacksmith.
Have you guys ever seen Goodfellas?
I know of
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Yeah, I haven't. If
No.
I've watched it, it's been a long time ago.
Okay. I was going to make a reference to something, but if you haven't seen it in a while or seen it a lot, you won't get the reference. So basically, as you guys get to about where he pointed you, you do see a place called Malvern's or something
Mhm.
like that. Maybe the guy kind of mumbled it, but it doesn't seem to be a blacksmith shop. There's just some gentlemen sitting inside kind of an old storefront, and they're just
Okay.
kind of watching you guys with hungry eyes, shall we
do I
say?
hear anything?
I knew somebody was going to do that.
Do I hear the sounds of an anvil? Do I hear? Is it warmer because of the foundry or fire or anything? Am I noticing any of the typical blacksmith type sounds and smells? And
You look in there and you see some old equipment, but nothing looks like it's been fired up or used at all.
Yeah.
okay, so I say we soldier on, guys.
my dwarven
Yeah.
dwarven blood is going this way.
Okay,
Okay.
following.
The
That sounds
big
like a good
building.
idea.
And
I'm starting to think those fellows weren't blacksmiths at all.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to think those guys weren't nice at all.
Your friendly tour guy goes, "Hey, wait, fellas, Malverns, it's right back there. You just gotta just go in and talk to them."
Yeah, we'll get a souvenir later.
Yeah, I saw my friend. It's all good.
Oh, okay then. As you get up towards that big building, yeah, that looks like it looks like it's like almost like a police station, kind of a constabulary.
Perfect.
I can never say that word. Constabulary, I think.
Constabulary, yeah.
There we go. And it seems a relatively safer when you're
Great.
literally 2 blocks away, but like it seems much safer.
That's the way it
Oh,
works.
hi. Okay.
Okay.
I'd say if we're feeling spicy, then let's just pop right in.
I agree. Let's
Okay.
go see what we can find.
All right. Walking in, there is the proverbial desk sergeant sitting there. It's a hobbit. Kind of looks up, says, kind of a big, bushy mustache, which is unusual because typically hobbits are usually clean shaven. But this guy has a big, bushy mustache. So he's like, "And what do you want now?" He's kind of grumpy.
Oh, I'd say
ahead.
sorry to trouble you, but we're looking for a blacksmith, a reputable blacksmith.
There's several blacksmiths in town. Which one are you looking for?
Do we want to show him the mark that we found and see if it looks familiar?
You do know his name too, so.
Oh, that's right.
I was about to ask if I could remember the name.
It started. It's
I
like
was gonna say,
Frolver
yeah.
or something like that.
Frolvor, yeah.
Frolvor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can show him the mace if you'd like to.
Well, I'll just ask him. Do you know a fella named Frolver?
Frolvor, oh, yeah, that's a sad one. That one, he's he's over in another part of town.
Oh, thank goodness.
And let me see if I can draw this for you here. I did it before. And can you see the new
Yes.
triangle, rectangle up there? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. He points you. He's like, yeah, you just go down, 3 or 4 blocks, and listen for the hammers, and you'll smell the smoke. You'll be in the smithing section of town.
Oh, perfect.
Wonderful. Thank you kindly.
Okay.
All
And
right.
you,
yeah, I'm gonna follow his direction.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll follow you. You know, I just can't navigate towns unless they're in ruins.
Right. Let's go slip back here. Listen to the sound of iron getting smashed.
Okay. Now you get to this part of town, and you definitely smell the smoke from the fires. There's a lot of commerce going on here, but there's a couple signs hanging out in front of the businesses. This is where I'd like. Who had? I think it was Ellie, your character had identified the marking. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
What I want to have you do is let's try I think probably a scan roll to see if you can kind of read the signs and see what you can find. And that might be the wrong roll, but that's what we're going with tonight. So.
Hey, that's what it is now. You said it.
Yeah. A lot of these signs look the same.
I have the keen-eyed distinctive feature.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and.
Does that do anything? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that's where I believe that's one of your distinctive features, and I believe that's where you can use a fellowship point. I think to add a which die is it? I think you can add. let me see. So you'd be
I
doing
have that too.
scan. Yeah, I think. Oh, I think what it does is it allows you to roll at favored on your feat die. Now, Ellie, if you want to, you've already looked once, but we're
Scan I
gonna.
already have as favored.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, you already have it as favored. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So.
Should I just roll that then?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you need to spend the fellowship point for it.
Okay. Let me find it. There it is. All right. Yes, it's favored. Is it supposed to roll 2 if it's favored?
It should. Let's take a look at your sheet again. Make sure that it's set up right.
Oh, it's not listed as favored. It's because I don't have the little like dealio next to it.
Yeah, because I had you at awareness, healing, and stealth.
Yeah, and then I added the there were oh, you know what? That's okay because that one virtue that I added. So that's never mind that because I had chosen a different one, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Took, you want to take a shot?
Scan? Sure, why not?
Sure.
Do it.
I got 3 dots in it. Why the heck not?
Okay.
Hey, that looks good.
There we go. Okay.
Got it.
Hey, look at that.
You're like, that one over there, that looks dwarven. And now that he points it out, now you're able to keep messing with Galariel. How are you saying it?
Glorel.
Galariel. All right, I gotta say it like 100 times. Galariel. Okay.
That's fine.
Now, now that he's kind of pointed out, you do notice a sign that says Froville's Fine Works. Now, the sign you notice, though, is the most indistinctive one you probably would have picked out. Like if you looked at like 10 signs, this would have been at first the one you probably would not have picked. The sign is covered in mildew, is kind of half hanging, because it's usually like 2 little hooks on it. It's like one hook is broken. The shop has one door. Windows are boarded up. The door is open. This is the one place you don't smell smoke coming from. It looks cold and dark in there.
Okay.
So if this is where this artifact came from, why is he closed down?
Well, I mean, is he closed down or is it just quiet? Can we take a look inside? Can we?
I was going to say I'm willing to take a peek.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys walk up. You can peek in. The forge is not lit, but what you do see is someone sitting at a table, long, graying, thin hair, sitting with their back to you at a table. They appear to be a dwarf. There are tools about the shop. A lot of them are covered in dust.
What was the name again for pronunciation?
Frolvor.
Frolvor?
And the figure moves slightly and just kind of turns their head half. You just hear this thin, tired voice say, "Who asks?"
My name is Took, son of Dral. We've come asking about this artifact, and I'll have the mace and I'll bring it up to him.
Okay. As you step up to him, you see that his work table, again, a lot of dust on it. You see that in front of him looks like almost like what we would think of today as like schematics to some things. And he has a quill next to him. and you see on the paper there's like just little notes here and there, but he just kind of turns and you kind of hold it out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind
And
of just
and
letting him.
his face just looks tired and worn, but when he sees it, his eyes just start to widen, and he's like, "It cannot be. That is no, it cannot be. That is the hammer of something something," because the lore master hasn't thought of what the name of the artifact was.
That's perfectly fine.
Exactly, the hammer of XYZ. And he's like, where this was lost. It's wielder long slain. What? But how?
And we were tasked by Ballin, right?
Yeah,
Yes. We were tasked by Ballin to come find you.
pollen. By all that's good, I thought I'd been cast out by my clan. He's like, bring it closer, young fellow.
Is that something that as I'm walking, is that
Mm,
something that I've heard of people being tossed out of their clan?
no.
You said banished from your clan. That is something that I have not heard of. As I bring it closer to him.
Mm. And he just kind of just brings his fingers for it. He's just kind of running his fingers along like some of the broken parts. It's really not usable. It's still all together, but it looks like if you swung it and hit something with it, it would like probably crack and just fall apart.
Hmm.
And he's just like tracing his fingers across it. He's like, my greed exceeded my grasp. And he just kind of steps back and he's like, you say Balin has tasked you with finding me?
He asked for the artisan.
I
Yeah, yeah.
I
He just seems utterly shocked that someone would come looking for him. You don't know what his story is. Um, okay. Um, he he kind of stands up with like a heavy creak. He's like, I have not traveled in a long time and not sure if I'm capable of such things anymore. And he doesn't seem as old as the way he talks and the way he reacts to things. Um,
Can you explain what you mean by that?
as if he's in a deep depression.
Okay.
So he's very very weary from the world. Um,
But not necessarily old.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Even in dwarf terms, I mean, he's not that old.
Okay.
But what's the expression? It ain't the years, it's the mileage.
Okay. Got
Um,
it.
so um, he he kind of puts his hand on the workbench to kind of steady himself. And he's like, he wants me to come to him.
Uh, I don't know that we got that information. We were just meant to find him,
Yeah,
right?
he didn't necessarily tell you to bring him. He just
Hmm.
said find him and bring him the artifact.
Oh, okay.
we
We're,
were just told to bring this to you.
And he smiles. He's like, I don't have the will to craft anything. He's like, much less something of this importance.
If you don't mind me asking, why, like you said you were kicked out of your clan, what led to that?
Okay, this is where we're going to go into a council. And this is basically you're going to try to convince him to give you more information and potentially help you with reforging this. You sense that he is just so beaten down by the world that you could just leave this thing with him and he'll probably never do anything with it. He just has no will to do anything. A council, and let me see where it is in the book again. It's like 106, I think.
Hereby convene a council to kick him in his dwarf butt. Come on, man, get back to your roots.
Exactly. Yeah, this is it's a social encounter to basically get him to, okay. What we do with this is there's three parts to it. You're going to set the resistance. This is basically kind of what are you asking for? And there's three resistance, basically three types of requests. You can have a reasonable request. Basically, you're looking to see how many successes you need to roll to succeed. You have a reasonable request, which is 3 successes. You have a bold request and an outrageous. I am going to keep this at a reasonable request. He is a blacksmith. He made this thing. You trying to get more information about him. I would kind of chalk that up to small talk while he's working. But what I want to see is first is your goal is to get more information about him. Is that kind of where we're going with this first, or are you gonna try to bypass that and just go, hey, what can you do with this? It's up to you guys. I want to see what you guys want to do.
I mean, my focus was actually just I guess would be learning about him and figuring out why he thinks he got kicked out of his clan.
Okay.
And then just trying to bring it back around to being a dwarf and having the crafting,
Okay.
basically within our blood.
I'm thinking that you hit. I fully agree.
Okay.
You heal the heart before the hands can work.
Okay. All right. And our elven friend.
Glorel has only been listening with half an ear, but that's given that she's an elf, that's still more ear than most people. She's been fascinated by the tools and equipment, even if they've been disused for a while.
Okay, all right.
And her approach is going to be to play to that side of it.
Okay, that sounds fair. Okay,
that's a decent one as well.
Okay. So your resistance is going to be 3. Now, the next part is we need to look at essentially how many turns you have to get the number of successes you need. This isn't very difficult, only 3 successes, but I want to still kind of go through this just so we kind of learn how to do it. Basically, you have a spokesperson, and I would say right now that's Took has been your spokesperson.
I have to agree.
Yep.
I mean, dwarf to dwarf,
I would think of I'm kind of looking through the different kinds of rolls you could make. I would think a courtesy roll, because it's basically it's a way to kind of, as a dwarf, you're trying to get to know him. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a courtesy roll,
Mhm.
and for each success icon, you get one more time limit, essentially. So,
Well, my courtesy's not that high, so
okay. You can spend hope, or you can spend a fellowship point to roll it as favored.
let's see what just a plain roll does
Okay.
first. Um, let's see what that starts out with.
Not good.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
not good.
So you would only get basically 3 tries to get 3 successes at this.
Hmm.
The way I read it is that it's each player who wants to try can make a roll. Now, let's talk about how you are going to how we're going to do this. Now, he is going to be reluctant to want to talk about himself. So there's going to be a modifier on your rolls. So when we do have you roll, you're going to each lose 1 die on what you're trying. So what they list as useful skills are enhearten, insight, persuade, riddle, song, as a way to to get through to him. So let's talk about of those what you would potentially want to try using.
What was the list again?
It is enhearten, insight, persuade, riddle, and song. They are on page 107.
Oh, I was just looking at my points.
Oh yeah, no, you're going to want to do that too. I was just going to say, just if you want to have the list, because they will fall out of my head if I don't remember. So that's why I like.
Well, I have 2 for insight and 2 for persuade.
Okay.
Well, I have 2 for courtesy too.
Okay.
I've got 2 for riddle. 1 for song.
Okay.
I have 3 for riddle. I didn't hear the riddle was one of them.
Yeah, riddle is a choice.
It's also mine is what was the check? I can't remember what the check
Favored.
was. Yeah, so
Yeah.
mine is also favored.
Yeah, but you are all going to lose 1 die from your pool because he is reluctant to want to talk about it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what you'll do is when you go to roll, I think there's a like bonus die. You like click it to the left, I think, to tell it to take away a die or something. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you explain how riddle works?
Mm-hmm. What this has on here is skill can be used in a social environment either to formally play the ancient riddle game, practice and respected even by unlikeliest to wicked creatures, or to gather information and news. In the later case, a successful riddle roll allows a player hero to put together all sorts of tidbits that incautious speakers might accidentally give away in their conversation, or simply to gather interesting facts.
Okay.
Not always the most direct approach. Insight, persuade is probably a little more. We're more familiar with those. So,
Are dwarves typically solitary creatures? I mean, he's in this shop by himself.
Well, let's let a dwarf toss.
I mean, I wouldn't think so. They seem to have a good grasp of community, especially living in their amongst their clans. They just they're just highly thoughtful of themselves more than anything. Dwarven made stuff is obviously going to be better than anything else. Even though elves, the elven people would always claim for stuff like that, which is normally why they fight. So, but I think I don't see many dwarves as lonely. I mean, even watching through Lord of the Rings and what Tolkien writed, or what Tolkien wrote, righted. Oh my gosh, I can't talk.
You're doing great.
Just I think they're definitely more communal.
Yeah. So
So
to find
being
him here
being
by
alone,
himself.
yeah. And like I said, the main thing is being saying that he got kicked out of his clan. That's just unheard of.
Hmm. Interesting. Could I roll a riddle? Roll just in taking into consideration that there doesn't appear to be anybody else there with him. He's,
Sure.
everything's covered in dust. Would I be able to suss out something about
Yeah.
him from that?
Yeah. I think that because say, just as an example, say insight is used to evaluate the emotions of someone who you're interacting with, and I think you've already kind of figured that out. So yeah, I think what I'd want to know is kind of how are you asking him, kind of before you roll, like like what do you plan to ask him?
I think I would ask him how what he knew about the artifact. Like, tell me about making this artifact.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make your riddle roll.
Okay, and I take away one of the.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Penalty dice. So I would do. There we go. So I just took one away. All right, I think I did it. Okay. I think we got this.
Okay. Alrighty. He says, I was working with some of the finest weaponsmiths of Thorin's Hall, and I made this for the most beautiful dwarven maiden you've ever seen. She was a shield maiden. I don't know if that's a term in Lord of the Rings, but I'm throwing it in there.
Hey, it is now.
Okay, there you go. And I'm told it didn't hold up as well as it should have, and she fell in battle, and I'm afraid I'm afraid that my craftsman, my work wasn't sufficient enough for her needs. Okay, so you guys now have 2 rolls now to get 3 successes.
Right. Being that he brought that up, is there a way that I can piggyback off of that instead of like riddles or anything that you listed? Can I maybe persuade for a lore, since he's bringing up an old story about somebody famous?
Yeah.
And just see if that story matches up with what actually happened that might have been put out.
That sounds fair. I think, is there a before you do that, let's let me check something real quick.
If we had the opportunity to add die to stuff, I think we might want to start doing that now.
Yeah. I would definitely start using fellowship dice or or a hope.
Because we're gonna.
Yeah, what I would say is to prepare yourself, make a lore roll first, so that you know what you're saying before you make that
Sounds good.
roll. I would allow
Sounds
that.
good.
So
And this is just for my benefit.
yeah, no, that's fine.
For
Yeah.
So the first one would be for my benefit, and then
Yeah.
we try to see what we got with him. Okay.
That sounds fair.
So I'll leave this one without a bonus for now. If
Okay.
this one's just for me,
Yeah.
and then once I'm dealing with him, we'll go from there. This should be relatively decent though.
There you go. Awesome. Okay. So, I would say with that many successes, yeah, you definitely know the name of the dwarf, and you know for a fact that she did not fall in battle. She was grievously injured, and was she was lost for a while, but she did not die. Now,
And she
yeah.
came back to like where she was from and all
hmm
that, and
hmm
got okay.
Yeah. So feel free to come up with a name if you want, or you can just say she.
No, I'll just go with she, and I'll
We'll
just
keep it
look at him,
simple
and I'll go,
tonight. So
yeah, and I'll be like, I know of who you speak of. The stories of lore and and what she has done. The songs about her are quite vast, and what you say is not true. She did not fall in battle.
do you
She
have this actually sounds more like Enhearten to me than Persuade. How do you have anything in Enhearten?
No, I don't have any.
All right. Okay. All right. Then we already kind of chose you're going to go with Persuade. But I would say in the future something like that is probably going to be more in
Well, I mean,
Enhearten.
I was actually just thinking lore, but I mean, I've got nothing in Hearten or
Yeah.
Persuade, so either one's the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you want me to do in Hearten, I can do in Hearten.
It's well, you know what's funny is when I look at this, it says useful skills. It doesn't say these are the only skills you can use.
Hmm.
So I think let's go with that lore roll.
Hmm.
And you got 2 successes on that.
Okay.
So the more I'm reading this, it doesn't say these are the only ones you can use. So let's do that.
Right.
Um,
I was just saying, like, it's just like piggybacking off of what he brought up.
mhm,
Like if he's bringing up something from lore, then
yeah.
as a scholar, that's what I would know.
And that's a great idea.
So
Yeah. Okay. All right. So good job. He his eyes. Actually, I cut you off before you could finish. I'm sorry.
oh, I mean, I was pretty much just letting him know she came back. She was grievously
she,
injured, but
she
she's fine.
she lives. She my my work didn't fail her.
No.
Okay, you've almost got him. You need one more. You got one more chance. You need one more success. So, Glariel,
Come
what are you gonna
on.
do? What are you gonna do?
I'm. That's a really good question because this is not a social character.
Well,
Well,
you technically do not have to go again. Or you do not have. Well, I was going to try to make everyone try it at least once.
Yeah, yeah.
well,
No, I
and
understand.
then
Yeah,
This is the getting
what
used
kind
to
of
it session.
yeah,
yeah?
yeah, yeah.
What kind of things like what are your higher ones?
Lore is my best roll.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 3 pips in its favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then craft is favored, and I've got 2 pips. But other than that, I've got 2 pips in song, and I'm favored in riddle, but I've only got 1 pip there.
I mean, you, this was another angle that I was going on, just for being a dwarven's sake is picking up on that craft. Like, I mean, you're the one that found the maker's mark and tried
Yeah.
to match. And if you were already looking at the tools, you can be like, well, I've always, if you haven't seen like a dwarf work, you can always take the angle of, I've never seen a dwarf work. It would be interesting to see one in their true form working as they have, especially one of, one who has made somebody from, something from lore that we've heard of throughout the land, because that's not necessarily a social thing. That's just using what you have on your sheet. So, but I
Sure.
mean, you do you. I'm not trying to, you know, I don't want to tell you how to use your character or what your character is.
No, I appreciate the suggestion. We're all getting used to the system. We're all getting used to the characters.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Would you let me use craft that way?
I think so. Yeah. I think that would be a good angle, because it's you were able to identify it, so you might be able to give some additional info on it. So yeah, I would say make your roll. You just need one success.
And if you felt like you needed to use to get another dice, I'd say go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Don't waste hope
Mhm,
or fellowship points at this point. So
What do you mean by that?
well, hope can add additional dice
Right.
to your pool. Your hope pool resets at the beginning of each session. So, and I don't think anybody's used any yet.
Yeah, we haven't. So
Yeah. And fellowship, if you are using one of your
Oh,
distinctive,
I see.
I think if you're using one of your distinctive features, you can roll at favored, I believe. I don't remember
Well,
what your
I'm
distinctive
already
features
favored,
are.
so
Okay,
let's
then
use the hope dice.
Yeah, use the hope dice to add an extra die to your pool.
Mhm.
So
I had interpreted
is there
don't
no
waste hope as don't waste hope as don't
use it. Yeah.
use hope.
oh,
on
I'm
the roll.
sorry.
Yeah, I was a little confused there for a second too.
Not,
I gotcha.
Not don't leave hope unused.
Don't leave hope unused. There we go.
Oh, you can. So you can use as many. I mean, if we're
Technically, yeah.
oh gosh, I could have.
Yeah.
All right, now I know what hope is. Okay,
I
cool.
don't know if there's a rule for how many hope points you can spend. I don't think to
That's
get one
crazy,
success. I don't think you're going to need. Yeah.
No, you're not going to need like 2 or 3. But I'm just saying. I could
Yeah.
filling up. Looking
Yeah.
at my lore, I just need 3, and the whole thing's filled.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, sorry, sidetrack.
No problem. No problem.
Oh, and a Gandalf. Look at that.
And Gandalf.
Heck yeah.
What do you say to him?
I will look up from where I'm across the room looking at his tools. When Balin said your name, I knew at once who we were talking about. We've all heard your name. It wasn't a mistake that we found you. And the tools are sound. The equipment is ready. All you have to do is light the fire again.
And it's almost like new life has come over him. He kind of brushes the hair from his face, and he's like, "You're right. I just haven't had the will, but to know that that she did survive, that my work did not fail her." And he kind of puts out his hands, kind of like this, like almost like, please, can I have it?
Grabby hands.
Yeah. Give it to me. No.
Oh yeah. I'll hand it to him.
Yeah. No, he just holds it. He's like, I will restore this, and I will make it even better than it was. and that's when we play the $6 million man theme.
We will make it better.
Exactly.
We have the technology.
We have the technology, exactly. So
I also want to help him get like the fire started and
Okay.
everything else.
Okay.
I want to do whatever he needs help with.
Okay.
I'd love to assist as well. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Technically, that would be we could do what's called a skill endeavor, where what you would do is you guys work on a skill to help create something. We're not going to go through all that tonight, but I probably would in the future probably have you guys do
Oh
a
yeah.
skill endeavor, which is actually kind of fun. It at first almost sounds tedious, but it really kind of gets more into the role play of it. That we're going to say that you're helping with this, and he really just starts to come out. In game terms, he is has a lot of shadow on him. He has again the kind of the weight of the world has kind of broken him down. When you get shadow points in this game, that's when you start to not turn evil, but think of it's yeah exactly and at some
That's
point
when you get that's when the depressions kicks in.
exactly, and that's where you've seen on your character sheet you have that shadow path or whatever it is. So, but within we're quick montage of you guys are helping him. You get the fires lit, and he just becomes like a new person. I mean, he's talkative now, and maybe humming a little song while he's working, and we'll say over the next day, he has this thing almost looking like a completely different weapon, um, and he gets it restored.
Hey.
Yep.
Oh, and if by break time we didn't go and have some drinks at a tavern, something's wrong with him.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. He's come completely around. Um, now, in terms of the rest of the the quest, yeah, Balin never said you had to bring him back with you, that kind of thing. But he seems much. I want to say. He seems like he doesn't need to be in this place anymore. I mean, this is a town for dark, depressed people, but this is a man who's now ready to take up take up the hammer again, as it were. So that is kind of what your next decision would be. Do you try to convince him to leave this place? What would you want to do with him? And I'm
I
condensing a
think
lot of this into one session.
I think for me, because if he didn't know that person was alive, I would want to convince him to go and find that person
Okay.
Agreed.
and tell I would relay what I knew of her last location.
Okay. Okay. Um, I technically did have some combat available if you wanted to try it. It didn't come to that. It is something we'll be able to do at some point. Combat's not too hard, um, but we can do that sometime. But really, what I would say is you guys would then journey from here, then back to Ballin. This game, yeah, is
Mhm.
real big on describe the journey, what happens. Lots of little other stories can happen from the journey,
Mhm.
depending on
Yeah.
how you roll. For tonight, we're just keeping it simple. Yeah, you got it. You come back. So,
Yeah.
but I will award you guys some experience for this, and for role playing. Um,
Woo.
and so what do you think of it so far?
I enjoy it. I think it's a different
Yeah.
kind of system.
Okay.
I do would love to see how the journey actually goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of going through this. Like, I don't mind going through it in a fast pace, trying to learn. Kind of some of the nuances, but it would be interesting to see exactly what the journey brings.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I'd play it again.
Okay.
It feels more like adventuring than. I mean, one of my few frames of reference are Dungeons and Dragons and then Candela Obscura.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that it has a lot of the Candela essence where it's very dependent on storytelling, very dependent on like describe, don't just, it's not like just moving to a place, rolling some dice, moving to a place, rolling some dice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I really like how, I like that it's the different skills they're realistic, it's some of them, there's a couple that it feels like there's some overlap, but I think that's the way real world skills are anyway. But yeah, it's fun.
Okay, good. What say you, Ellie?
Agreed all around.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
This was just kind of a quick scenario I wrote up. I played it myself with just like a solo character. They have solo rules for this game.
Really?
So I
Cool.
and I can share it with you that they call the Strider rules that you can do a solo game.
Okay.
And the one character I had who was a dwarf, God, what do I call him? Dorg Iron Gut. He when he came into town and he met the helpful stranger. He kind of sussed out that he's kind of like, yeah, this guy's trying to show me the wrong way. He did manage to convince uh, Flovor, I'm already messing up his name, to get turned
Frolvers.
full, yeah,
Frolvers.
Frolvor, to actually not reforge it there, to actually come back to Balin, and leave and do that. As they were leaving town, the guys from the blacksmith shop surrounded them, and because it was just an old looking dwarf and this other dwarf. Well, I had another NPC that I created, a hobbit, jump in. Because I tested out the combat rules and all that, and they got through that, and then they journeyed back to Balin. So, but yeah, they have the solo rules are interesting. It's not all table driven. A lot of it is, but there's a lot of roll a die, you get yes. Roll a die, you get no. To kind of help you kind of go through the adventure. You still have to rely on your own imagination, though. It's not 100%. There's a table for that. There's a table for that. But I enjoyed it. So
yeah, very cool.
All right.
Nice.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it out with the other folks. And then what I'd like to do is, if you guys are available, kind of towards the end of March, what I'd like to do is, and I'm assuming they're gonna want to play too, but is maybe have like the 5 of you form a fellowship. There's a small adventure I would want to play through. Kind of testing some of the stuff out. Get through that, and then if you still decide you like it, then maybe at some point, maybe like a campaign. I don't think it would be every Monday, just because not every people are busy. But what we can do is kind of like we've done with some of the other games, just pick out some sessions and just kind of run them there and just kind of see what goes from there. So you feel free to tweak your characters if you want to. Nothing's written in stone. I'm going to give you XP, but yeah, we'll plan to do that. So I'm not running this with them until 2 weeks from now, and then we'll all kind of talk about what we want to do, and then see if we could get another game going.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for everybody who's watching this. We will hopefully be back with more of this at a later time. Until then, we'll see you all later. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Night.